everybody? How y'all doing? I believe we are good to go. I believe we're live. We're gonna be talking some Merry Flipmas. You know, we got the Christmas theme, Christmas tree. I've long said, hey, when it's Christmas, when it comes to Steve Sarkisian, expect all the flips. Expect around Christmas time for the recruiting to really pick up and for everything to change. And yeah, this is prime Steve Sarkisian weather. Is that if you remember the clip from SpongeBob? He's like, "Hey, it's sweater weather all the time." Yeah, that's Steve Sarkisian right now, and it's recruiting weather all the time. Yeah, it don't matter that Evan isn't. What's up, Rodolfo? Haven't seen you in here a couple times. Man, Evan Stewart in the portal. Is Texas gonna get him? Probably not. Probably not. He is probably going to Bama. But intriguing nonetheless. Look, I'll take an Evan Stewart. I'm not going to deny that. I will gladly take me some Evan Stewart. Here, let me get this thing all set up over here. Got some news to go over today. Give me 1 second. Had to get that high quality H2O. Okay. All right, so I guess we'll just start off with some news and notes. Texas basketball beating LSU. Just honestly looking different with Dylan DeSuback. I'm not a guy that's gonna be able to sit here and break down basketball to any degree, but it did look probably like our best game that we've had so far. We held on. We didn't. LSU looked like they might be surging back a little bit, and then every time that they looked like there was a potential for momentum to shift in LSU's favor, Texas kind of thwarted it. Our two losses are to 5 UConn and number 8 Marquette. So. And where are those ranked right now? Let me see. Because they may be higher. That was the ranking at the time of Marquette's number. Okay. So our only losses for Texas basketball are to the current rankings: number 5 UConn and number 6 Marquette. So are they bad losses? I don't. In the sport of basketball, losing by 10 points isn't a horrible loss. No, not Arch to Bama. No, Evan Stewart to Bama. Evan Stewart, specifically Evan Stewart. Evan Stewart. So, for those that do not know, let me. Was I a good Nash, and did I do this? We're about to find out. We're about to find out if I got the screenshot that I needed to. No, I did not. I'm terrible. Evan Stewart is in the yeah, Carl. Look, of all the Longhorns that I think you're probably safe that is not going to transfer away, it's probably Arch Manning. Like that just Ryan that feels like the most anti Arch Manning family thing to do, because it's just. Look at what happened when he was just simply a commit. Look at the media just craze that goes on for Arch Manning just simply existing on Earth. If he entered the transfer portal, shut it down, cancel the UTSA bowl game, throw a 3-hour spot on ESPN, right? Move the ESPN bowl game to ESPN News. Yeah. The world would probably shut down if a Manning entered the portal. Let me see. How are y'all doing today? And let me make sure the link is in the... Just posted the link in the chat. I'm going to make sure the link is in the description of the comment section. It is in the description, so feel free. Hey, If you want to call in, hit that link, and if you have called in already, and I'm in the room, okay. So if you want to hit that link, hit the link down below or in the comment section, and we can talk some Texas football. But in the meantime, I will continue going over some of these news and notes. Yeah, Texas D11. What's up, man? I see you on Twitter all the time. Glad to have you out. I don't want to go over like too much of this stuff because this is a primo pay for information. But D1 did put out their fall reports for baseball. Just gonna touch on baseball for a little bit. Jalen Flores expected to be a stud shortstop this year. Should have a he picked up at the end of the season as a real offensive threat. Obviously, losing Dylan Campbell's gonna hurt, but we're moving Jared Thomas, first baseman. Now, this is one of the cool things about what's up, Colton? This is one of the cool things about baseball is a lot of people don't realize that the first baseman, and now look when I say this, take your Prince Fielders, take your Albert Pujols, hey, take those types of guys, ball them up and throw them away because they're not applying to what I'm saying right now. But typically, you want your first baseman. Your first baseman is either one of two things. He's either an amazing hitter, and there's no DH slot, or you have too many. You already have a DH. You need to find a spot for him to go on the field. Then yeah, you're gonna throw him at first base, right? That's where your hitter's gonna go. But people underestimate the amount of athleticism that's needed. If you're not a good hitter, you better be a good defender at first base. And to be a good defender, you got to be athletic. So I think a lot of people are going to look at that Jared Thomas move to going out to center field saying, hey, I don't know about that one, man. That's center field. First baseman played in center field. But yeah, Jared Thomas, he does have athleticism. And if you watched last year, he hit multiple triples. Leadoff demon. It makes a lot of sense. Am I coming to Houston after the? Get a little knock on wood there. Ed. But hey, if the Horns beat Washington, yes, Ed, I'm not missing that. I'm not missing that for the world, man. I am not missing that for the world. And actually, before we go on with any more news we'll finish up with baseball. Obviously, you got Luke Storm coming in. Luke Storm. This coaching staff, man. Like, this is one of the things that I don't think people... All the hate that David Pierce has ever gotten. And this is about as star-studded of a coaching staff as I think you could get. I mean, you look at this. I'm undoubtedly going to piss off some people by leaving some guys out. I'm just going to mention Chris Gordon, or Matt Couch, Tom Mendez, because these are guys that are very important. Steve Rodriguez. Steve Rodriguez obviously knows what he's talking about. Philip Miller as well. But obviously, when you're talking about the studs, there's two names that, I mean, when you look at Texas football, right? These are Tashard Choice level names for those that don't pay attention to baseball. And that name would be Caleb Longley on the right, assistant coach, and Troy Tulowitzki. Now, Troy Tulowitzki, in case you haven't heard, in case you didn't exist on planet Earth, one of the greatest shortstops to ever play the game of baseball. One of the best. Like, this dude is let me try and read off his accolades, okay? After making his major league debut in 2006, Tulo, so we're calling him Tulo, helped lead the Rockies to 07 national championship and lead the world's first the first franchise's World Series appearance in 2007. He led all MLB shortstops in fielding percentage, putouts, total chances, assists, and double plays turned. 2010 First All-Star team, finished voting 5th in National League MVP. Won the Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. He raked in honors again in 2011, being named All-Star, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, and finishing 8th in MVP voting. Two-time All-American, 3-time All-Conference player. He out of Long Beach State. Long Beach State, if you know, good baseball program. This is Troy Tulowitzki. He has been a very good player over his career. 290 career hitter, which, for those that don't know, 290 is an amazing number to hit. 1,391 hits, 264 doubles, 225 home runs, 780 RBIs, and this 225. This is important. This is one of the biggest reasons of importance for Troy Tulowitzki being on staff with this Texas team. His 225 homers are 12th most ever by an MLB shortstop. He is one of just 4 MLB shortstops in MLB history to compile a .984 career fielding percentage or better. So, when you're talking about the ability to develop baseball players, Troy Tulowitzki is probably, like, when you go and you list off his resume, probably about the most qualified. When you add in, maybe we're expecting a Jalen Flores to take another step at the shortstop position. Oh, and he's also a really good hitter. Oh, well, maybe these things work out. And one of the reasons why Troy Tulowitzki was so successful at Texas, in his career in the MLB was, if you go and you do all the, just Google, watch videos, he always says it all the time. He knows he wasn't the most athletic guy out on the field, but he's the hardest worker. And it's translating that work ethic to these young, talented athletes that I think, and you've already seen it. In 2022, he took a break in 2023. He was a consultant, but he wasn't a coach for Texas. He was a volunteer coach in 2022. Ivan Melendez, maybe he has something to do with Ivan Melendez setting the career home run record, the single season home run record, and winning the first Golden Spikes Award for Texas. I don't know, maybe. Now back to the other superstar, Caleb Longley. Oh my goodness, this dude is. Look, hey, guys, I'm a fanboy. Okay, I'm a fanboy of Caleb. Caleb Longley. This dude is one of the just most underrated guys in the world. I don't know where he dropped off. He's definitely not. He's not a human. He's an alien. Played for the Arizona State Sun Devils. That was, I think, 2020 was his last year, and he might have been a little bit sooner than that. But it's just the diversity that he has. Listen to this. Longley, also the creator and CEO of Marv Training, a unique multi-dimensional training tool focused on hitting and arm care routines that is used across numerous sports across the country, including MLB, NBA, NFL, numerous NCAA Division I sports, football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball. Longley has previously worked as a quarterback trainer where he trained several NFL and NCAA Power 5 quarterbacks, while being heavily involved in the draft preparation for first-round picks Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, and Jalen Hurts in 2020. And then during his time working with quarterbacks, this is just what he did, by the way, on the side while he's doing that. Developed a custom arm strengthening activation regimens that is currently used by NFL and NCAA quarterbacks. And he helped the quarterback curriculum as well as the throwing program used by numerous quarterbacks across the globe. So basically, this Caleb Longley dude is an absolute freak. He's just got a mind that's meant to go around sports. I would say baseball, but any sport that revolves around throwing something, Caleb Longley's he's your man. He's your man to call. So that would be your baseball news and nuggets. Let me see. Yeah, poor Aggies. Happy Sark After Dark. Hotel rooms are going to be hard to find. Look, I'm lucky that I live in Texas, so what's going to happen is, at worst case scenario, I will be sleeping in my truck. Will be sleeping in my truck if that happens. Yeah. He, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that. If someone, Paxton Evans Stewart, hey, yeah, we talked about Evans Stewart. I think he's gone to Bama. I think he's gone to Bama. And one thing I forgot to mention about the baseball staff is baseball. Houston Street is the volunteer coach. He is not the volunteer coach. He's the student coach. So he's a student at the University of Texas. And he's also the reason why Troy Tulowitzki is actually a coach for Texas. So, what's good, Nash? Talking a lot of great baseball news. Talking a lot of great baseball. I'm pumped up for this year. Obviously, we lost Will Mercer. That's going to suck. But the amount of... stay in Baton Rouge. But the amount of young talent that we have on the team, that there's also some pitchers. I'm very intrigued. I can't wait. Texas baseball. We'll have plenty more time to talk about that in the future. But it's Sark After Dark, baby. It's Sark After Dark. It's Mary Sarksmith. I don't know if y'all saw my little meme that I did. Cat Williams shopping. Yeah, that's basically Steve Sarkisian in the portal. He's like, okay, I want you. I want you. Right? That's Steve Sarkisian recruiting in the portal. Sleep in the well. I do gotta. There's a good amount of space in the truck. Okay, so there's a good amount of space, and I can make it comfortable. I am the. I don't know. I'm the camping type, so this is. It's not that far out of what I might normally do under normal circumstances, but. Yeah, so Texas baseball, that would be the news and nuggets. Cannot wait for Texas baseball season to start. I cannot wait. Season ticket holder. Yeah, I'm pumped this year. I think this is going to be a good year for Texas baseball. What time is Ty Anthony's signing tomorrow? Let me try and find out for you. The signing December 20th. I think I might have it over here. I know my face is just lit up like a damn Christmas tree right now. Just give me 1 second. Oh. Nah, I don't have the. I'm sorry, cannot find that information for you. If any of y'all do find that, would love to receive it as well. But I do know he is signing tomorrow. We're expecting a couple guys to sign tomorrow. I believe Dominic McKinley is supposed to sign tomorrow. Let me see. That was the other one that was up there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. Dominic McKinley, it was supposed to originally go back to February now, but I think the reports already changed his mind. He's looking to sign a letter of intent tomorrow. So he's not committed. Sign tomorrow. So what's up, Danny? How are you doing? Dominic McKinley, come on down, baby. We'd love to get you on board. Xavier Filsami, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I just throw a couple pronunciations out there, and I feel like that's not crazy. of all the names to get mad at for somebody pronouncing wrong. I love when people go when people. It's not fair, okay. My last name is not exactly hard to pronounce. You know, 6:30 tomorrow. I don't know. I guess I might be right. I have no idea. Sounds late, but I agree with you on sounds late, but who knows? Year's 2023. Anything can happen. Do I like Texas to McKinley? Do I like Texas' chances getting McKinley? I have no clue. I am very much the guy that's just waits for people to sign, and then woo, we celebrate. Tomorrow's gonna be tons of celebration. National Signing Day. I forgot to mention that for all y'all. That is going on tomorrow. Fulsumi. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, look, Calvin. It's when your last name is literally Nash. I've had the rare. There's like maybe 5 people, maybe and I'm saying like it's probably 2 to 3 that have gone and said, "Is it Justin? Is your last name Nash? Is your last name Nash?" What? What? You've watched Steve Nash play basketball. You've watched him pronounce his name for years, and that's and you can't. Oh, come on, you can't pronounce that. It is. I just love when people go, "Well, what if people pronounce your name wrong, Nash?" It's probably one of the harder names to get to pronounce wrong. It's very fun to yell. I know that from many coaches that love yelling my name. I go by Nash because it's just easier to remember. It rolls off the tongue. It's easy. So I do have, a little bit of a. I understand that. Not everybody. Yeah. Hey, I've never been to Nashville, but I do want to go. That's my town. It's my people. Okay. It's not my state. I'm not, as many of y'all know. I am far from a Tennessee man. Actually, I think the Tennessee people hate me. I think I'm probably banned from Tennessee. Let me see if I can pull it up because I'd love to just go ahead and take a little, put a little poop in a bag, light it on put a poop in a brown paper bag, light it on fire, set it on the doorstep, just run away, ding dong ditch them. Come on. Where is my Tennessee? Because, I mean, it's just... I'd love for y'all to be able to see how much Tennessee copies. Oh, yep. Okay. Alright. So, now, what's very important to recognize with this is because Tennessee fans are going to have a hard time seeing what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's these websites. They're EDU websites, okay? Now, to have an EDU, you can't just put, random craps on EDU websites. It's kind of got to be a little bit official, right? So these are official. This is not me pulling stuff from Wikipedia, which Tennessee fans kind of pull stuff from Wikipedia. They have, if you look at the threads that I've had some threads that are people trying to debunk this stuff, and they're how do I say this? I'm certainly not a guy that's really smart at all, but if I'm not smart and I think you're stupid, there's some problems there. So you look at this. What was Tennessee's first name? Blount College. Okay, Blount College becomes state institution in the early 1800s, renamed to East Tennessee College. East Tennessee College closes. Then they reopen in 1819. Then Tennessee legislature renamed the college to East Tennessee University from East Tennessee College. Then they go 40 years, not a thing. 40 years, not a thing. Well, what happens? Texas had already established a university, saying, "Hey," or not established. Let me reword that because this is where the Tennessee fans they like to think they get us, right? They go, "Oh, well, we were established first." Yes, y'all were established first. But who had the name first? Who was named first? They can't answer that question without hiding. And the reason why is because Texas was named the University of Texas, 1876. There's literally it's in legislature. So they kind of they like to run away from that little fact. Then 3 years after that, what do? Oh, we like that name. Let's change our name to the University of Tennessee. Okay. Well, then Texas uses orange and white at a UT baseball game. Tennessee goes, well, you know what? We kind of like that orange and white. Let's use that orange and white. Okay. Block T logo is created. And then they take, I mean, we're talking like the Block T logo was created in the 1800s. The 1800s. Tennessee, they created theirs in the 1960s. Come on now. Come on now. That's about all that I'm going to do on Tennessee. I do have we got plenty of off season to go over and to just take craps on Tennessee. But getting back to the football news, or well, not football, volleyball, baby. Woo-hoo! Ah, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. The ladies have done it again. Yeah, you can say it again. Back to back. You want to talk about dominance? I know I got the screenshot. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Now the Nebraska head coach got a little salty. Got a little salty. I don't know. Do you see why he might be salty? I see why he might be salty. Looks like he got dragged across the floor. You know, Jared Elliott made what's this? What's the Nebraska? Nebraska volleyball head. It's like Tom Scott or something like that. John Cook. I don't. Yeah, John Cook is the name. Okay. So John Cook, 24th season. Let me see. Because there was something specific that I wanted to point out here with this, and I'll pull it up for y'all. Jared Elliott's better than John Cook, and maybe that's why old Johnny Boy decided to get a little in his feelings, because maybe Jared's just a little bit better. Maybe just maybe. Okay, let me finally get this pulled up here so that we can. So I can stop filibustering. Yeah, filibustering. Okay, there's half of it. Hold on now. Hold on, folks. We're going on a wild ride here. Wild ride. What is this? Oh, there's Nebraska. Okay. All right. So we're going to be looking at a couple things. First, we're going to be looking at runners-up. Now, if you look at this, it looks like a good amount of success that old Johnny Boy has had is before the year 2000. Wow. That couldn't be. No, it couldn't be, Johnny Boy. It couldn't be. No, I understand there's been a little bit of similar similarities, but there's, oh my goodness, what about this? The regional final? You don't get a lot of regional finals? Wow, that's crazy. Okay, but so tournament champions since the year 2000. Old Johnny Boy's had it 4 times. Jarrett's had it 3, okay? But notably, a lot more recent. Runner-up, 2009, 2015, 2016, 2020. Johnny Boy, 2005, 2018, 2021, 2023. I mean, he hasn't been bad, right? We're not calling him bad, but you go to semifinals. This is where it really starts to get some separation. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before 2008. Since 2008, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2021, 2023. That's pretty consistent right there, right? Hey, that's pretty good. That's what? That's 6 years and a 8-year stretch. Hey, not bad. Maybe 9 years? Is it? That might be 9. I'm not sure. There might be some funky, weird counting going on. But so what has Texas done? since 2008. Okay, 2009, 2010, 2011, or not 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. Basically, what I'm going at here is to go with what Jared Elliott, and because this is where old Johnny Boy is really in his feelings. Okay, Jared Elliott, as far as making the semifinals, so being the top 4 teams in college volleyball since the year 2010. Well, really since the year 2008. We can go 2008. 2011, 2018, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021. 5 years. So 5 years where he has not been inside the Final Four, compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years in a row of making the final, or not in a row, 11 years of making the Final Four. He could have doubled his numbers. No, not could have doubled his numbers, because obviously you'd be taking away some, but you get the point. He's made the Final Four more than twice of the amount of times that he has not made the Final Four. Jared Elliott has had a very consistent program, and for the Nebraska volleyball coach, for those that don't know, he made some like just ludicrous comments talking about, oh well, they're just building their stuff for their transfer portal, and it's just this. Hey, we do our stuff the right way with recruiting and all that. Okay, first off, you sound like Dabo. You sound like Dabo Sweeney. Okay, a little bit Dabo Sweeney-ish. Ask Dabo how that's gone for him. He's kind of changed his whole stance on the portal and recruiting and whatnot. Maybe might want to take a deeper look at that. Second off, sounds a little bit jealous. Considering Texas has firmly been. I mean, look, if that's, I don't know. Whatever Jared's been doing has been successful. So don't change it, bud. So women's sports all the way up. Texas basketball, just women's basketball in particular, kicking ass, taking names, and yeah. So we're finally on to the Mary Flipmas. We got Makuba. Andrew Makuba, safety out of Clemson. This is a dude that I hope I got this tweet ready to go, ready to fire up, because Matt Miller is como se dice high on I don't have it pulled up, but so Matt Miller, he's look, a little bit of a Texas fan. He is. But he had some nice words to say about Mac. This is at NFL Draft Scout on Twitter. For those that don't know. Now, yeah, Makuba. This is what he said about Makuba. I know NFL scouts who had a top 100 grade on Makuba. He is one of the 10 best players to hit the portal, in my opinion. Losing guys like that. And that's who he's going to... Look, you go to his PFF stats. I don't want to get in trouble with reading off proprietary info. But I will tell you that Makuba probably is going to fit the role of Jade Barron. I mean, you look at this. So, where does Makuba play? Where does he get all the snap counts? He had 90, and this is the year, I'll just start with the year 2023. 90 snaps in the box, 158 snaps at free safety, 315 snaps at the slot, 9 snaps at the corner. Now, over his career, he's had 286 snaps in the box, so it's box safety, 673 snaps at the slot corner, free safety, and then 732 snaps at the slot corner. So this last year, he was used in the nickel role a lot more, and he was previously working in the free safety role. I'll have to go look and see how he did as a free safety, because maybe there's a chance that Pete Kwiatkowski wants him as a free safety, because if you know Pete Kwiatkowski's defenses, Look, we have the cornerbacks playing off right now, but normally the guy that Pete Kwiatkowski likes, he likes to have a just bona fide stud post safety that he can throw up 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage and he can just go field balls like a center fielder. I'll get to that in just a second, Carl, because I got some stuff in Florida State that I think people are overblowing that. But all that to say, you go to look at a Jade Barron, okay? So just a refresher while I'm pulling up Jade Barron. 90 snaps in the box, 158 in free safety, 315 at the nickel corner. Slot corner is what they have. But that's where your nickelback's going to be. So, Jade Barron, right, this year, what is his snap counts? Where's his snaps? He's 140 snaps in the box, 16 snaps in free safety, 350 in the slot corner. Last year, 179 in the box, 15 in the free safety, 382 in the slot corner. Now, he did play 138 last year in the corner, 35 snaps in the corner this year. Jade is pretty much the guy that you can play anywhere on the field, but he is primarily our nickel corner. I think Makuba's going to fit that role. I just, the reason why I think that is because you look at, like, it makes a lot of sense. And then what doesn't make sense is Jade doesn't play free safety. And I'm not saying it doesn't make sense that Jade doesn't play free safety, but I'm saying it doesn't make sense that Makuba would come in after having such a great slot corner year. And, when we're losing a guy that has a very similar, snap count in the slot corner in the nickel safety department, which is one of the most important positions on defense. It feels like it makes a lot of sense. And what I'm doing right now is I want to look up Michael Taff, because I believe he's our free safety. I believe he's our guy getting most of the free safety snaps back there. Okay, not loading. Yeah. Okay, 44 snaps in the box for Taff, 281 free safety, 58 in the slot. Michael Taff will be coming back next year. Adding Makuba in, Phil Sumi, hey, he's a very talented safety. This could be a dude that, this could be a good defensive back room this next year. I know we're losing some defensive backs, but if you potentially get Ryan Watts back, that would be huge. That would be massive. Maybe flirt with him in safety role a little bit. I don't know. I only say that because I know a lot of people that they keep talking about his potential as a safety in the NFL, and it's enough to have me intrigued. And then Matthew Golden, the wide receiver out of Houston, speed demon. I'm going to eventually try to get in every play for y'all, but I'm going to tell you right now, the amount of film that I'm going to be able to get on that is going to be pretty limited. Now, to what Carl said, Carl, Florida State leaving the ACC. Look, I understand that they're upset. I'd be beside myself if Texas was 13-0 and we didn't make the playoffs. I'd be beside myself. But this is getting ridiculous. You got politicians getting involved, and let's be honest, they're only getting involved for one reason only, to earn somebody's vote. You're getting the athletic directors. They're going out there. They're saying, "Oh, well, we're not going to play in a bowl game," and then they go out there and they start practicing for the bowl game and they start doing the press conferences. You got if there's one person that's allowed to sit there and continue to be salty for his team, it's Mike Norvell. He's up there talking about, we only had a couple hours to celebrate, and then it was right back to disappointment for us. Yeah, okay. When people are bemoaning about this whole Florida State situation, they're not understanding how the College Football Playoff Committee comes to the vote of the top 4 teams. Like, this is not a situation where they go, okay, well, we think that team's number 1. Okay, put that team number 1. We think that team's number 2. Put that team number 2. That team's number 3. Put him number 3. Okay, now let's have a debate for number 4. We're going to put Alabama over FSU. That's not what happens. That's not how they do this thing. Okay, I believe I've showed it on the on here before, but I'll show it to y'all again because I want y'all to be able to read because I'm a terrible reader. So this is basically what happens, okay? Each selection committee member will create a list of 30 teams that he believes to be the best in the country. No particular order. Teams listed by 3 or more members will remain under consideration. At the conclusion of any round, any other teams can be added by a vote of 3 or more members. Okay, step number 2. Each member of those teams, teams listed by 3 or more members will remain under consideration. So those ones, okay, of those teams, each member will list the 6 best teams in no particular order. The 6 teams receiving the most votes will comprise of the pool for the first ranking step. This is known as the listing step, okay? And the first ranking step, so you have your top 6 teams. Each member will then rank those 6 teams 1 through 6, with 1 being the best being the best team in each member's ranking will receive 1 point, second point, etc. You know, members' rankings will be added together. The 3 teams receiving the fewest points will become the top 3 seeds, and the 3 seeds that were not seeded will be held over for the next ranking step. Okay, this is important. Texas was in that step. Texas was. Each member will rank those 6 teams, and this is important about this step is it is anonymous. It's not like they're sitting there having a debate going, oh, well, I think that I'm going to vote on this team, and I'm going to pressure you to vote on that team too, Bob. No, that's not what happens. What happens is they all do their own little ballots of the top 6 teams that everybody's agreed upon. They rank those teams 1 through 6, and the top 3 teams are N. Texas was the 3rd team. Okay, that leaves you Alabama, Georgia, Florida State. Are we really are we really surprised here? Are we really surprised here that after that point, what does the committee do? Okay, so now you have the 3 teams that were not seeded will be held over for the next ranking step. Each member will then list, so you now have Alabama, Washington, and Texas are no longer on the table. They're already ranked. Now you're going to go from the 3 seeds are the 3 teams that are left over, and the rest of those 30 teams that you had earlier before, and now you're going to rank. You're going to list the 6 best teams in no particular order. The 3 teams receive the most votes, so will be added to the 3 teams. So you're also not. This is the other important part. You don't have to. There's no once Florida State, Alabama, and Georgia are determined the top 6. They're top 6. That's it, right? Or not top 6, but they're at least top 9 at the very least. Like there's no okay. Well, we'll go and we'll reselect and we can boot one of these teams out of the top 6. No. Then they just rinse and repeat that process over and over until they get to 25 teams. That there's nothing to complain about. There's nothing. I mean, you can. I will say this: you can complain about, oh well, a team that deserves to get in, an undefeated team, didn't make the playoff. Okay, cool. But when you're talking about the committee ranking the teams, there's no conspiracy. There's none of that here. Okay, like people are trying to make it out to be. It is just simply anonymous people inside a room, which. If there was ever East Coast bias, it would exist in that room. They go out there and they list the teams as Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama. I don't like. I just. A lot of people complain about that. I don't know. It is what it is. It sucks. It sucks for Florida State. I've said multiple times. While I agree that it was the right decision, it's going to be the best product that gets put out on the field. I think that Florida State is not one of the top 4 teams in the country. I think if they played one of the top I think if they played every single one of the top 6 teams, they would lose one. They would lose that game. That being said, they went undefeated, and you could not pay me enough money to go stand in front of those dudes and say, "Hey, nah, you don't get in. You don't deserve to get in. You're bad. You're bad." I'm not going to do that. Could not pay me enough. But ACC, so them leaving, honestly, I could see that, Carl. I could see them leaving the ACC. I could 100% see it, but you know what you have to do? You got to play in that bowl game. You got to get that money. You got to get that bag. You cannot deny that bowl game. You got to get that bag because if I remember correctly, Florida State's they're in no situation to be sitting there slinging around money. They need as much extra. They're looking for all the dead bodies hidden in the desert. I know people like to talk about A&M's got bodies in the desert. Florida State's looking for them bodies right now, and it's not Free Shoes University anymore right now. Okay, portal targets, Trey Moore. We absolutely need to get him. Collins signs at 7:30 a.m. Would love to see that. Incoming news tonight or tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not your news guy. I'm your reaction guy, but not your news guy. I will be going live tomorrow to react to tomorrow night to same time, 5:45, 6 o'clock range, to react to all that signing day stuff. But here's something that Alabama and Texas have emerged as favorites to land UTSA edge Trey Moore. Trey Moore had 14 sacks, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble this season. Now, who is this guy? Not saying Trey Moore, okay? I'm talking about the tweet that I'm about to bring up. Trey Moore, if you don't know who Trey Moore is, get to know him. Because we will either be playing him at some point versus Alabama. Hopefully not, if he goes to Alabama. But in the past 2 seasons, 22 sacks, 35.5 tackles for loss. That is an insane number of tackles for loss in the past 2 seasons. This is important. Has not turned 21 yet. He's young. And this is where it makes this tweet believable. As a redshirt sophomore, if he were to declare Chad Forbes, NFL draft bites, who is him? Who is he? I don't know. He's got 21,000 followers on Twitter. I'm not saying that's of any noteworthy. I'm just saying it's more likely he's somebody to pay attention to than somebody with 500 followers. But he believes that he would have gone top 50 if he were to go in the NFL draft this year. So, look, I'm all for adding. If we get that guy, and then we get that guy, sign me up. And then you got Xavier Filsumi coming in. Then you got Andrew Makuba coming in. Woo! This defense is looking nice. And I just want to let y'all know. Hey, I'm not saying T'Vondre Sweat level, okay? T'Vondre Sweat was special. It's not going to happen many times. Probably never again. Like, you're not going to have that level of dude that was just flying underneath the radar. People questioning effort. People just getting ridiculous. Just the stuff that was being said about T'Vondre Sweat a year ago to 6 months ago, ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. You weren't watching film if you were saying the things that some of the people were saying about T'Vondre Sweat. Being said, Vernon Broughton. I mentioned this. If y'all know Mr. Freshwater, Jay Bass on Twitter, me and him, we were going through, and there's the Baron Sorrell on my Texas Clips channel. Baron Sorrell replay. I went through and we were looking at Baron Sorrell snaps. We're trying to just watch Baron Sorrell. Find every single snap, watch it. You know, you get an idea of how Baron Sorrell is going to do in this next season coming up. And Vernon Broughton just kept jumping off the screen. Like, it was one of these deals where you're looking for number 88, but you keep going, man, who? Number 45. Huh? Who is that? Who is that? And then you quickly learn, oh, that's Vernon Broughton. Okay. And then you're doing more snap. You do more cut ups. Okay. Oh, Vernon Broughton. Hello again, sir. Okay. Couple more snap. Oh, Vernon Broughton. Hello again. Vernon Broughton. You just it's a consistent thing. Now, this is all going off the top of my head, but T'Vondre Sweat snaps per pressure. 10 snaps per pressure. I believe that was this year. Byron Murphy, 6 snaps per pressure. Insane. Okay? Like, what Byron Murphy did. Insane. This year. As pressuring as a defensive tackle, getting that much pressure, it's crazy. But T'Vondre Sweat, long story short, all this, Vernon Broughton, his pressure numbers, while this year they were 13 snaps per every pressure. Last year it was 10 snaps for every pressure. He is certainly a guy that just add a little bit more weight on this dude. And 6 foot right now. He's, for those that don't know, T'Vondre Sweat 6'4", 364 pounds. Vernon Broughton 6'4", 291 pounds. You just add a little bit more weight, man. A little bit more weight, and that dude could end up being a special football player for the University of Texas. Not saying as special as T'Vondre Sweat. That's a very rare thing that doesn't happen often, but there's the chance it could happen. Now, staff does not want Evan Stewart. I don't know how much that is true. I think the staff would take Evan Stewart in a heartbeat. I think the thing that you're going to see with Evan Stewart is he wants to be the number one guy. I don't think he's the type of wide receiver that's going to want to go into a room that has a Jonte Cook, that has a Ryan Wingo, that are, hey, we're ready to rock and roll, baby, right? We're going to want our receptions. Now, he does have a little bit of, I believe he's trained by the same guy, Margin Hooks, as Jonte Cook, as a former Isaiah Nayor. Yeah, man. I don't see it. I would love to. I love it. I would love it. I would love it. I just don't see it. Now, what I do see potentially happening is Dominic McKinley committing to the University of Texas tomorrow, and that would be amazing. Another 5-star defensive tackle. Big guy. Third overall, and depending on what service you're using, he's a third overall defensive tackle in the nation. Would be a massive get. The University of Texas is not done yet. Yeah, here, Arch, look, the only thing that I will say about all that, the quitting on his high school team, I don't know the details, okay? I don't. But what I do know, and he may have ghosted us, but if I remember correctly, the first wide receiver coach that we had under Steve Sarkisian may have sent him a salty text message after he didn't come to Texas. May have. I don't know. That's just rumors, what I've potentially heard. But specifically talking about the quitting on the high school team, man, I just, at this point, I'm done listening to people that say that, and I'm not talking about you. I'm saying, like, the rivals people, the 24/7, all that stuff. The amount of crap that I heard about Jaden Blue that ended up not being true at all. Yeah, I just, look, at this point, yeah, spicy. Look, it's just like, because people were saying the same thing about Jaden Blue. He's a terrible teammate, quit on his team, all that. And what has he done? He's all he's done has been a pretty damn good teammate for Texas so far this year. He got, like, Jaden Blue got significantly dropped in the rankings for no reason whatsoever. Not because he's not talented, not because it's like, and this is the problem. It's like, it's just people getting a little bit too I don't know what to call it. It's not personal, right? Like the rating, the people making the rankings aren't taking stuff personally, but it's just like when you're trying to project, because that what the ratings is projecting the NFL draft. How, is the player going to play in the NFL? Is he going to get drafted? What are the likelihood? 5-star, pretty damn likely. 4-star, likely. Not likely, but you're somewhat likely. 3-star, far less likely. When you drop a guy for no other reason other than he just didn't play with his football team, and you drop a guy as much as they drop Jaden Blue, man, yeah, I don't know. But that's just it's just that one little arch. That's one little thing where it's just a tiny little pet peeve of mine, and it's a brand new pet peeve of mine. If you had said that 6 months ago, I'd probably agree with you, but I don't know. I think Jaden Blue's proved some of what we hear from recruiting analysts a little bit wrong. That being said, I think mainly what I'm talking about is like these national analysts that try and like really recruiting analyst things need to. And I know this is what they try to do, but there's just too many guys out there. It needs to be way more regional based. Like one guy needs to have just a set amount of athletes that he can cover, and then you start getting other guys to cover other athletes. There's only so much that you can. I'm trying to there's only so many prospects that you can grade before. When you add too many prospects on your grading list, now maybe you don't go as in depth. Now maybe you're not giving the same amount of thought or consideration that you would have prior if you had a smaller list. I just think there's too many names. I think it's easy to get lost in the sauce. That being said, the University of Texas signing day is tomorrow. Should be a big day for the Longhorns. Colin Simmons, look, committed. Probably as committed as ever could be. If Colin Simmons did a thing where he goes and says, "Psych!" Oh my God, the Texas fan base, Texas Twitter is gonna be not fun, but interesting would be a good word for that. Interesting, just like Oklahoma Twitter was to the last couple days when Caden Green enters the transfer portal, and I'll end it on this. Caden Green enters the transfer portal. Okay, and this is what's funny. All year long, talking about how Caden Green dominated T'Vondre Sweat, dominated him. All right. Okay. Well, then he says, "Nah, I'm not going to y'all's bowl. I'm not going to y'all's bowl practices. See you later. I'm finding a new team. I'm in the portal." Oh, okay. So now we don't like Caden Green no more. Okay. No. We don't like him. And after all, we didn't even say any crazy stuff about Brendan Thompson. We just, made jokey jokes. None, literally nothing crazy. Like they were losing their damn minds on that app. As soon as because Dylan Gabriel was trying to recruit him to Caden Green to Oregon, and then they start tweeting nasty stuff to Dylan Gabriel, just showing their true colors, showing their true crimson and cream colors. The Oklahoma Sooners, what a terrible fan base, what a terrible school, what a terrible organization, and an absolute fraud of a coach, and they just don't realize it yet. But they soon will. Now, I understand they're 34-0. Yeah, well, Oklahoma sucks. Hey, Arched. Question real quick before I go. Does that 34-30 loss bother you? Or are you perfectly fine? I'm happy. I'm happy. Let me see something real quick here. I paid my dues. Hey. Huh? What you know about this, OU? What you know about this? Yeah, that's right. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. All right, everybody. Hope you all have a great day. Hope the Oklahoma fans continue to make asses themselves on Twitter. And look, I know I make an ass of myself all the time, but I do not go on there. I don't start tweeting recruits. I don't start tweeting foreign players. I don't start giving the middle finger on Twitter. But Oklahoma fans do. So, once a Longhorn, always a Longhorn. I will always cheer on my Longhorns. And can't wait for tomorrow morning. We should have a great morning tomorrow. So, hope you all have a great day. Hope you all get a great night's sleep, because Merry Christmas, Merry Sarksmas tomorrow. I know it's not Christmas tomorrow, but December 20th, it's basically, look, if you're a Texas fan, Texas football fan, this is your early Christmas present from Steve Sarkisian. So, oh, no problem, man. Hey, Arch, thank you for coming out. Thank you for Sark After Dark. Carl, all of you, Ed Anderson, Cape, Nigel. I didn't even notice that Nigel Hayes Foster's about to drop a bomb. Hayes, look, hey, this is prime Hayes time, baby. This is prime Hayes time. C. Jenkins, Texas D11. Calvin Paxton, thank you. He's going for the corner. Really do appreciate it. Ryan Foster, thank you all for coming out. Rodolfo as well. Aiden, early on in the show. Appreciate it. No one called in today, but we'll be going live. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and go live more. My goal is to go live every day for up until the Sugar Bowl. So, all right, everybody. Hope you all have a great day and enjoy that signing day. Hook!